Hey you guys, welcome back to my page. I'm Laura with Chocolate to Chocolate Designs. Please say hi when you jump on. Hit that heart button for me to let me know that you are here and that you are watching. And in just a minute, I'm going to give you a keyword to type in. When you type in that keyword, you'll get a message from me with a list of supplies for all the things that we're using to make this project tonight. Hopefully it'll come up for me here pretty quickly. You guys know Facebook is not always my friend when it comes to this kind of stuff. All right, here we go. Let's see who's jumping on with me. Hello, all my friends. How are you guys doing? There we go. All right, so the keyword for tonight is fall. F-A-L-L. Type fall in the comments. Hi, Darlene. Hey, Terry and Cassie. Hi, Lynn. How are you guys doing tonight? Hello, Kelly and Leanne. Hi, Michelle. Hello, Carol. Hi, Paulette and Linda. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Lynn. Hello, Carol, Connie. And Ruth and Wendy and Leanne and Jackie and Linda and Maxine and Connie and Cheryl and Leanne. Oh, my gosh. You guys are awesome. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Oh, my gosh. Hi, Ruth. Hello, Nancy. Hi, Lisa Marie. Hello, Elizabeth. Hi, Connie. Oh, my gosh. I could go on all night long. You guys are amazing. Thanks for joining me tonight. So, it's your birthday. Send me a message, girl. Send me a message. Let me know it's your birthday. Hi, Sherry. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right, you guys. So, a couple of weeks ago, I shared with you that I met up, not a couple of weeks ago. I think it was last week. Guys, my days are all mixed together. I shared with you guys that I went shopping locally with a couple of girls who watch my lives, who have joined my Perks membership or my club, and who live locally and were able to meet up with me to go to Hobby Lobby. And one of the things that we all agreed was a must-have, and all three of us bought when we were there, what were these two pieces at Hobby Lobby. Okay? There is a cutout pumpkin, which I thought was so stinking cute, and this little hanger here that says Hello Fall, and they fit really, really well together. So tonight we're going to do this project together, and you guys can see my take on this. Oh, thank you. And what I decided that I'm going to do with this thing. So we got some painting to do. We got a bunch of stuff to do. The glue gun is on. And we're going to start off by just cutting off this hanger that's right here at the top. Hey, Carol. Well, hello, Tammy. Welcome. Welcome to my page. All right, I always lay out some paper. I forgot to get more of this. You want one now? Hobby Lobby, girl. Grab them while they've got them. You've been trying to avoid Hobby Lobby. Wait till you see what I do with it, and if it turns out good, then you can go get one. Oh, my goodness. All right, I always lay out some of this paper that I get from Home Depot. It's just painter's paper, you guys. And this helps me to keep my surface nice and clean, and it's really, really, really easy cleanup. Connie says I bought one of these today. Awesome! So you're going to love this project, I think. I hope. I hope it turns out as well as I envision it to. All right, so we're going to go ahead, and we're going to start off by painting the entire thing with Waverly in the color Truffle. This is a darker brown color that I just really, really, really like. You need to get to Hobby Lobby, but I always have a hard time opening my jars. Yes, glue gun is on. Glue gun is on. Oh, there's a big old bubble in there. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Not sure whose birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. I'm sure they appreciate the birthday wishes. All right, let's see here. I think I'm just going to sponge paint this thing tonight. Just to make this fast and easy, because I want the entire thing to be this. Oh, and of course I did that, and then a big old chunk of dried paint came out with it. This is Truffle by Waverly. You can get this at, yes, this is our pumpkin, Amanda. This is our pumpkin, yes. Truffle by Waverly. You can get this at Walmart. That's where I get all of my Waverly paints at. You didn't get one of these? Did you see these when you were there, Linda? You saw it and you didn't buy it. You passed this up? Linda. Linda. Why would you do such a thing? This is a beauty. Hello, everybody. This brush is totally falling apart on me as I try to paint with it. This is why I don't love these sponge brushes. Hi, Jennifer. It does coat quickly, but they do tend to fall apart on me. Not that big of a deal. Especially on rough surfaces like this one kind of is. But being a Waverly paint, I like that you can use the sponge brushes. You don't really have to be very precise with where your lines are at or anything like that, because it just kind of blends itself together. You buy sponge brushes with the green side on the other side, and I cut them up and use them first. Oh, okay. All right, we don't need a ton more, but we do need a little bit more. And then I got little goobers on here. And the entire thing in a brown pumpkin, you guys. Thank you guys for all the prayers that you send to our friends. I'm sorry I missed so many comments now because they fly so fast. But I do appreciate each and every one of you guys' comments. And I hope that my friends will answer you as well. I love when you guys talk back and forth to each other and you answer each other's questions. And you take care of all of that. If you have an immediate question that you need an answer to, and you really need to get my attention, then please do send me a message, okay? I'm really good at answering my messages after I get cleaned up from my live. But I miss a lot of them in the comment section, and going back through 600 comments just doesn't happen so much. Watch my shirt. I probably should watch my shirt, shouldn't I, Connie? I'm not that careful when I paint. I'm not that careful at all. All right, you guys, we're done with that color now. This was, again, color Truffle. Can't wait to see how this turns out. I think it's going to be gorgeous. I think it's going to be gorgeous. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to dry this up really quickly with this dryer that I got from Sissy. She got this on Amazon and sent it to me. And I love it, but I can tell you this is also my third one, because I tend to burn the motors out of them. All right, Lena, I understand. Come back and see the finished piece tomorrow when you get a chance. And then watch the entire replay. Using black sponge brushes. Those tend to fall apart for me too. I really like these ones right here from Walmart. They're my favorites, even though they kind of feather out a little bit sometimes because I don't take good care of them. They're so cheap, I just buy new ones when they start to irritate me. You wearing white gets messy? I hear you. I don't wear white very often, and for some reason, I can't seem to keep whites white. No matter how hard I try to bleach them and do all that stuff. Do you guys have a trick when you're washing and doing laundry to keep your whites white? Because mine always look dingy after, like, I don't know, the 10th time of washing. And it's probably my water. You guys, we've talked about this in the past. My water sucks. It's horrible. So that could be why my clothes start to look dingy so fast. Well, water. So most of the day in bed. Oh no, Carol, I hope you feel better. All right, you guys, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a piece of soft wax. The word for tonight, I'm sorry, is fall, F-A-L-L. This piece of soft wax. This particular wax is probably not the softest one that I've got. This is much softer. Let's go with the candle instead. Just a white candle. Can't wear much white. Tend to feed your girl. When you're wearing white, you used to use the sponge makeup wedges. I have some of those, and those fell apart on me too. All right, so we're going to take some of this wax, and I'm just going to kind of go along the edges with this wax, and just kind of messy in different spots. Hi, Janet. And we're just going to wax up this pumpkin in some different places. Again, with a soft wax. I'm going to go all the way around my edges. with this. And what I'm doing with this wax is basically creating a barrier for my next coat of paint that's going to go on top so that it will not stick to this. You can use your surface wax if you've got surface wax. I think I want my other coat to be, let's see how that turns out. Use OxyClean with your whites and hang the t-shirts. I use OxyClean too. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, you guys, I am actually wanting to try to make all of my colors have kind of the same tone with this project. So I've got some Waverly over here in the color pumpkin, but to me the pumpkin is a little bit too bright. So you guys know, some of y'all call me, oh, thank you, Brenda. Some of you guys call me the mixologist because I love to mix my paints. We're going to do a lot of paint mixing tonight. So I'm going to grab Waverly in the color pumpkin. Wow, this jar is not good. It was just a wax candle. Baking soda for whites. Oh, that's a good idea. This is totally way thick. Holy cow. We're going to have to add some water to this, I think. You guys call me the mixologist? That's okay. I don't mind. If only I could mix drinks the way that I can mix paint. You didn't get it. Definitely go back and get it. I love this pumpkin. All right, so there's some pumpkin color. To me, this is too bright for my project because I'm looking at my florals that I've got. And all the florals that I have over here are a little bit more on the later fall side, if you will. They're, you know, when things first start to turn and they're still kind of bright, and then toward the end of fall, they're a little bit more not so bright. They're late fall floral, I would say. That's what I would say. So we're going to add just a little bit of that truffle color to this orange, this pumpkin from Waverly. Not a ton, just a little bit to kind of tone this up a little bit. And then to make sure that all of my colors kind of blend together and have the same undertone, I'm going to grab a little bit of vanilla. And I had to get a brand new one because I love vanilla. It's one of my favorite colors. Kind of a little late, but you're good. You're not too late. And we're just going to take a little bit of our vanilla paste. And you guys, yes, you can absolutely mix your paste. Yes, a burnt orange. You can absolutely mix your paste with your Waverly paints. Oh, I add Clorox to my whites. For sure. But it just does not seem to do the trick for me. And we're going to mix all of this together. Now, I might need a little bit more vanilla. We will see. But I'm already liking this, like you said, a burnt orange color a lot better than I did that pumpkin color that came straight from Waverly. And you only need a little bit of brown to accomplish this. It doesn't take much at all. But mix it up really, really well. Oh, you guys, I think I like that. See that? More of a burnt orange. Hi, Sandy. Definitely more of the color that I was going for. Okay, so there we go. Because I may have, it could be Flint water. I definitely have Flint water. The keyword for tonight is fall, F-A-L-L, fall. Type fall in the comments. All right, now I'm going to grab my other brush. And I'm actually going to leave my stem, and I'm just going to do the pumpkin. And we're going to paint this tonight. Now, I think I'm going to add a little bit of water to this, just because my Waverly was so dried out. when I first got that out of the container. And these are my favorite brushes from Walmart, you guys. My absolute favorite brushes from Walmart. And we're just going to start off. Oh, look at that color. Isn't that gorgeous? We're going to paint right over top of that wax with this orange, burnt orange color. And I'm going to try to keep the streaks of my paint being kind of in the direction that oh, I might not have enough. Ooh! I thought for sure that I would, but maybe not. Add a little more water to that. I'm trying to keep my streaks of my brush going the same direction that it would for a pumpkin. So we're going to kind of start off at the top and just go around the edges. Just like so, in kind of that motion of a half circle. Thank you, Pam. Oh, you guys, if I have enough, it's going to be barely just enough. Let's add a little bit more water to that. We're going to keep thinning this down to try to stretch it as far as we can. Because that's what we do. That's what we do. Okay, and I'm not worried about getting full coverage on this. Again, we put that wax on there so we can kind of make this a little bit more distressed anyhow. Thank you. And then right here in the middle, I'm actually going to go up and kind of create this circle. This half circle right here in the center. Oh, let's see, you guys. This is all I've got left. If we can make it work. Will it cover it? I don't know. I think we're all right. I think we're going to be all right. All right. I am good with that, just the way it is. I like the way that it looks. I'm going for the more rustic approach today, hence why we put the wax down. I like it, but we're not quite done with it yet. But I got dirty. I got really dirty. So let's get cleaned up for a second. Then we're going to dry this piece, and that is going to allow us then to scrape off those parts where the paint did not stick to that wax. Again, I do not want to get my shirt in this, but I have a feeling it's bound to happen tonight. Because I'm a messy crafter. And that's why you guys are here with me, right? Because you can relate. All right, let's dry this up. Get all that Waverly paint completely dry before you move on to the next step. Completely dry. If it's not dry, then you're just scraping away all that wet paint. And you don't want to do that. But you guys see how going in that direction kind of gave more of the shape of a pumpkin. Where's my apron? Over there. You'll take a 14-hour road trip to go to Hobby Lobby with me. Oh my gosh, Tracy. Once the kids are back in school, that might be a possibility, but not while the kids are out of school. That's just a pain in the butt. Going anywhere right now with the kids out of school is a pain in the butt. I waited until John got home from work today to go anywhere, and you guys, his boss let him know today, 10 hours into his shift, that they were going to start working 12-hour days again. So he comes home and it's almost 7 o'clock. And I'm like, I gotta run. I did. Melissa, I got this pumpkin cut out at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. Y'all, I don't ever wear an apron. I figure if my shirt gets messed up, I'll just make myself a new one. All right, this looks like it is nice and dry now. Just double checking. And let's close up this paint before I make an even bigger mess with it. Because I will. All right, now I'm going to use my scraper. Now I have one that's metal. Do a 2.5 hour drive to go hot. I have one that's metal. You can absolutely use one that is plastic, like if you've got a Silhouette or a Cricut machine. They have like a little plastic scraper. You could totally use that. If you are with, well, you know what? Let's try this. Let's try this. This is actually a scraper that I sell on my site. This is a paste scraper. Let's see what happens when we just use the paste scraper. I don't feel like, it does get some of it off of there, but I don't feel like it works as well as the metal scraper does. So let's go ahead and grab the metal scraper. And I'm just trying to scrape away some of those areas where I had that wax. Let's heat it back up a little bit. Because that'll heat some of that wax back up too and help us to be able to get that to come off of there. If you do it while it's warm, it's much easier. All right, here we go. You're only an hour away, Sue. There you go. All right, so we're just removing some of that orange. And my candle might have been too hard, you guys. You want a soft wax. I'm still liking it. You got to get your car fixed. John's got to get our truck fixed too. I did fix my camper today though. We now have hot water in the camper again, and I fixed it myself. You guys, this is not scraping off like I thought it was going to. My candle wax may have just been too hard. I'm still getting some of it off of there, but not like I thought I would. Over here is working well. Look at that, you guys. That just happened really well. All right, well, when in doubt, grab a sander block. Thanks, Sue. I just tried to heat the wax and it still didn't want to come off of there. I think that the wax might be too hard. Tea light candle wax is awesome. I just happen to have those candles downstairs for emergency purposes. Let's see if that helps at all. Right up here it should. I could see how that started to come off. All right, I heated it up and it's definitely helping. In that spot. All right, let's grab our sander. I think it will be faster. Hi, Tony. I got quite a bit of it to scrape off. But, ooh, that's a hard one. This will also help for it to be nice and smooth before we put our transfer down on here, because you guys know I'm going to do a transfer design. So let's grab a sandpaper that's not overly coarse, but that's not super smooth either. And just give this a little bit of a sanding. And I'm going to go a little bit rougher in the spots where I had that wax. You guys, I'm liking how this is turning out. Honest to goodness, I think it looks amazing. And I'm kind of going in that same direction with my hand, if you guys can tell that, to get those same kind of a pumpkin line on here. Thank you, Carol. That spot right there looked like it was a gouge. More than it looked like it was a sanding. Look how pretty it is! All right. I think we're just about there, and now our surface needs a smoother one. Just to get it nice and smooth for our transfers. Let's see if I can find a smooth one. There we go. All right, and now our surface, I think, looks awesome. And looks very, very pumpkin. What number? The first one I used was a P, it was a 120. And the second one here that I used is a 600. But this is just to really, really, really smooth it out. All right. We've got our surface. Oh, thank you. We've got our surface all ready to go. This gorgeous, gorgeous pumpkin. I think it looks beautiful. Now let me clean up my mess real quick. We're going to bring this back over. And we're going to get started with decorating this baby. See how easy this is for cleanup? So much easier that way. All right, so since we painted our surface, before we put a transfer down on here, we want to grab some surface wax. This is available in my shop, and this is to protect this layer of paint that you've put down before you put your paste on top of it. So we're just going to grab up some surface wax. Thank you, Roseanne. And we're going to, the only place that I'm putting my transfer is right down here at the bottom. Carol? She's probably right, because all that color is going to end up on my waxing pad. Yeah, Carol, good call. That all would have ended up all over the waxing pad, for sure. Hi, Dottie. All right, so now we're going to add some surface wax just to the bottom layer of this, because this is where our transfer is going to go. I don't need to use it on parts where it's not going to have a transfer. Oh, and I can't wait to show you guys. The surface is from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. Both of the surface pieces that I'm using tonight are from Hobby Lobby. Thank you. Thank you. It's Margie, right? Margie. I remembered this time. The more you come on here, the more I'm going to remember. Love it. All right. And then we need to buff out that wax with a little bit of towel. You guys, I have so much stuff in my drawers. Just to get that nice and smooth. Remember, the smoother your surface, the better your transfers are going to go on here. All right, you guys ready for this? I'm not going to put my transfer down yet. I'm not even going to show you what it is yet because we've got some more colors to mix up. Like I said, the pumpkin, I don't even remember, Darlene. It was like a couple bucks. It wasn't expensive at all. I cut off the tag already. Regular price $4.99 and it was like 30% off. Very, very, very inexpensive. And I just got paste all over my hands when I stuck my hands in my trash can. Ah, that's how it goes. All right, so you guys, I've got some different colors that we're going to use for this. And we're going to start off with our 2 base colors with each and every color. So I'm going to use some espresso and vanilla. So Tracy, yes, you can wash those green pads. They will come out soft again. You don't put them in your washing machine or your dishwasher or anything else. So you boil them in water in order to get that to work. Okay. All right. So we're going to use a bunch of new colors tonight. This one right here is our marmalade. It's a brand new orange color. We're also going to use our color of the month, which is a really pretty sunflower color called marigold. Gorgeous yellowish color for this one. So, so, so pretty. And I'm going to change each and every one of these colors. Because that's how I do, I think. And then, you guys, I had the color Cabernet. I had it. And then somebody asked me if they could get that from me as a gift. And I sent them my only jar. And then I forgot to order another one. So I finally ordered another one today. But instead of Cabernet, this is another color that's pretty close. And it's called Napa. Now this is a retired color. And I tell you guys, I don't normally show you guys retired colors. But I'm going to use Napa tonight because I have 1 jar of Napa available in the live sale coming up on Friday. Okay? Just so you guys are aware, live sale coming up on Friday. There will be retired colors in there. Napa is one of them that I have 1 extra jar of. Okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to start off with equal parts, you guys, of vanilla on each one of these trays. And not a ton of vanilla, just a little bit of vanilla on each one of these trays. Actually, that's probably enough for all of them. Just to have a base color to start with. Okay? There's our vanilla. Then we're going to do the same thing with the espresso. We're going to taste some espresso. And we're going to put a little bit, you guys, just a dab of espresso in each tray. So it's about equal parts for each one. Okay. Then we're going to put each of our colors into a color tray and we're going to mix. This is going to make sure that all of our... No, I don't practice the color mixing ahead of time. I totally go with the flow. But this is going to make sure that all of our colors essentially have the same base so that they all go really, really well together. Okay, so here's our orange. This is one's marmalade. Then we're going to do the marigold. We're going to do some of the Napa, which you guys, like I said, there's going to be some available, but it's similar to the Cabernet, I think. I didn't get a chance to use it. And then last but not least, we're going to do the ivy green. And when we mix all of these colors, they should all have, my little trays are available on my site under accessories. They should all have the same basic undertone. as what this has, because we also used a brown and a vanilla together on that one. So none of our colors should be able to clash with each other. No one is going to be too bright. No one is going to be too much of anything, because they all have that same base color, if that makes sense. That's how you can make sure that all of your colors will work well together, is to make sure that they've all got that same base hue. So there's that. This one is the marmalade color. Here is the Napa. You guys will have Cabernet. Simple, simple stuff like this, y'all. Can't wait to use your marigold. And last but not least is the marigold color. Just a little bit of brown in there. And now they've all got that same, can you see that? Not be too good at, what? Why not? If they all start off with the same base, and they're all gonna have a matching effect, if you will. Same equal amounts of each one, of each base. Okay? All right, so now we can set our colors aside here, and I'm going to show you guys the transfer that we're going to use, because I think that it's beautiful, and it's a brand new size. This is one of our G size transfer. Use the little cedar clear plastic butter trays from Dollar Tree. Oh, there you go. This is what it is, you guys. This one is called Autumn Accents. It's a bunch of leaves that are so beautiful. And it's in a G size transfer. So a G is a new size for us. Basically what it is a C size cut in half. It's a C size cut in half to make a G. However that works out in their mind. Half of a C makes a G. Not an 8.5. So we're going to pull this right off the backer sheet. If you're new to my page, these are adhesive silkscreen transfers. So they're sticky on the back. They're washable. They are reusable. And as a Perks member, if you decide to join Perks, you can get 30% off of all your orders every single time you place an order. The Perks membership is $20 a month. You instantly get back $20 in product credit every single month when your club member, or when your Perks membership processes. So it's basically free to get a 30% discount. All those colors would be gorgeous on the large sunflower market. Yes! See what you have, like the bees. Yeah, I agree. 3 orders coming from Chalk. One is MIA. Tracy, if it's MIA, then contact them and let them know. All right, so we've gotten a good fuzz on this. I should put it away instead of throwing it on the floor. That's why it takes me so long to clean up afterwards. And I'm just going to take this leafy pattern and put it right at the bottom of my pumpkin, where all of the leaves kind of go off the bottom of the pumpkin a little bit. I don't want any of them to be up here to where you can see the bottom of the pumpkin. I want it to look like this pumpkin is sitting in a pile of leaves, okay? Now, you guys, leaves are never just one color. They are never, ever just one color. It just doesn't work that way. So we're going to grab a bunch of mini minis. That's what I call them. I've got some mini squeegees that I just cut in half, one for each color. And then I'm also going to grab one more squeegee for spreading it out, okay? So I'm basically going to do like a couple of different colors on here. We're going to start with some of this. What color was this one? The marigold color. And I'm starting on this end so that I can paste and pull together. And I'm going to make this first one all marigold. Just to start off with. And then I'm going to come back in with a little bit of the ivy color that we mixed up. Just a small little bit. And just kind of add it in some different spots. And blend it out. Because fall leaves are never just one single solitary color. They've always got some kind of a blend to them, right? All right, now let's move on to another leaf. This time let's go with some marmalade. Kind of hot mess. Only I'm painting it first, or I'm squeegeeing it first in one color, and then just kind of adding one more color or two more colors on top and blending it into what was already there, instead of hot mess affecting the entire thing, if that makes sense. A little bit of this Napa color, and then I'm going to use the same squeegee. I'm just going to wipe it off, because it's okay if there's a little bit of green or a little bit of any other color on here. And we're just going to kind of blend that color right in there. Okay. Hot mess would work too, for sure. All right, let's do one more. Let's do this one right here to start off with some green. This is just a little bit more controlled this way. But you could totally hot mess all of them. And then let's do, oh heck, let's do a little bit of the orange and the green together. All right. And then we're just going to give that a little bit of a pull right there. Can you guys see how that looks? I think that that's beautiful. And once we've pulled that up, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next one. So I'm going to do this next one here with some of just the Napa color. And then maybe we'll use two colors on top of it instead of just the one. So it's, yes, essentially it's kind of a hot mess technique, but more, just more of a controlled hot mess. Because we are giving each one of these leaves individually a base color. Evan's bothering John for something. I don't know what it is, but he's trying to sleep. John's been getting to work at 5 o'clock in the morning and then not getting home until, we went home at 5 today because he had to stop at Home Depot after he got out of work. Or no, got home at 7. All right, so there's the red one. Or the Napa colored one. I'm going to add the orange just on the leafy part right here, on the veiny part. Whoop. And let's do a little bit of green right up the middle, okay? This time I'm actually going to take a brush, because you guys just play around with it. Will this transfer fit on the 6x18 surface? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. That paintbrush fell apart as soon as I touched it. Let's grab a paintbrush. And let's mix that orange right there into those veins a little bit. And then come right up the center with that green. And blend it out. Make them look like leaves. I've took too long, but that's okay. Look how pretty that is though, with the extra color in there. I love it. All right, let's do another yellow. Let's do this big one right here, yellow. I might have to paste and pull and then come back in and add the other color though, because it looked like, what was that? Area has a little of orange and yellow mixed color leaves in the fall. I live in Michigan where we get all sorts of fall colors. All sorts of them. All right. Here's the yellow one. I'm going to quickly do this one right here in green. Then we're going to paste and pull, and we're going to lay it back down and add some color to the top of it. Just so that it doesn't do what my last one did and start to pull up on that paste a little bit. Even when you pull the transfer, won't it still dry? So the point of pulling up the transfer, is so that it doesn't dry in the silk screen. Once you pull it up though, if it dries in here, you're going to wash it out with your board eraser and you're going to get it wet again. So it's not really that big of a deal if it dries into here. It's just more when you're trying to make it stay on your transfer. And I'll show you what happened when it dried in the silk screen while it was still on my design. All right, let's just... There we go. And let's add a little bit of, let's do some yellow with this green one. Y'all, I'm literally just playing around. Because why not? I think that looks awesome. You don't get to see fall colors very much. Oh man, come visit me. You get to see all sorts of fall colors. All right, let's do this one here in orange. We're just going to kind of go back and forth. We'll do our next big one in green just to stagger them out a little bit. But leaves never fall to be just one single color. They're always multiple colors. Oh, my dog's doing something. She's getting in trouble. All right, one little leaf at a time, you guys. Living room colors are colors like that. Awesome! So this would probably look great in your living room then. All right, let's add some, let's add a little bit of red to this one. I could also use my finger for blending. And just kind of go around with my finger, blend it in a little bit. Just to give it a little bit more color. And then we're going to pull that one up. Isn't that so pretty though? Oh my gosh! Your daughter's looking at colleges in Michigan? Awesome! there are some good ones. So my friend actually has her son is 11 right now. She might even be watching right now. I don't know. Probably not, actually. Because right now she is taking her son from, it's like an hour and a half drive for her every morning to take her son from their house all the way to Lansing for some kind of gifted kids program, summer school thing, summer camp, all this week. Every single day she's driving him an hour and a half in the morning to go to this camp, and then she's got to drive an hour and a half back in the evening to pick him up. So a total hour and a half there, hour and a half back for her to go to work, and then hour and a half there, hour and a half back for her to pick him back up. 6 hours of drive time. And it's each day this week for her kid to be in this gifted program. But he's 11 and he's being taught like college classes at the University of Michigan, which is pretty darn awesome if you ask me. He's learning like coding and a bunch of different science stuff, and he loves it. He loves it. Okay, what do we do with the green this time? We've done yellow and green and yellow and green. Let's go with orange again. No, orange was the last one. We did red. Okay, let's go with yellow. We keep doing yellow and green. It's okay, though. I went a little bit thicker this time with that yellow. That's all right. You'd get a hotel, but she has to go to work. She's got to take in. She's got to go to work. I would probably get a hotel too. That's a lot of driving. All right, you guys, we're getting so close. Yes, it's kind of a burgundy, yes. We've got like 2.5 leaves left. And this one, I think I'm going to do the same color as that one there. So let's pull that one up now. Oh, I think that this is so pretty so far. Oh, I hope you guys love it as much as I do. We're so close. All right, so this one right here was yellow, and then it had green on the top of it. Just kind of slow go, y'all. Ooh, I kind of like how this is happening because it's not... There we go. I like how that happened. And pull that one up now. And then let's do the burgundy again. We don't have very much burgundy over here. The big pumpkin is from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. You guys can type fall in the comments for the entire supply list from tonight. All right, I'm going to do that last one at the same time, and then we're going to pull it all up at the same time. Because that last one's just a little bitty piece. We'll do that one in orange. And since I was messy and I got some orange on the burgundy one, we're just going to embrace it and go with it. And then we'll put a little bit of green on this one. All right, you guys, I think we're done. I think we're at least done with this part. Let's pull this up. Let's check it out and see. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, I totally love it. I totally love it. Let's put these back here because I'm messy. I am always messy, you guys. I need to spray this down or it is going to be all dried up in here. Okay. It's been sprayed. All right, you guys, here is what we've got. Look how pretty that looks with the leaves on the bottom. Isn't that gorgeous? I think that turned out so well. So well. I'm totally a hot mess. Yes. I love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, you guys, now we've got this other piece from Hobby Lobby we need to paint really quickly. Thank you, Connie. And it's the part that says Hello Fall. So let's set our pumpkin down here for a minute. And this is our other Hobby Lobby piece. This was $3.49 at Hobby Lobby. Probably 40% off. So super inexpensive, maybe only 30%. Oh, my glue gun does not want to sit in there right. And I'm going to grab that same Waverly truffle color that we used on the first part. And another sponge brush. And we're just going to sponge this up. And I'm not going to worry about the sides. I'm only going to do the top of it. So wiping off that excess, and I'm just going to dab this with that Waverly truffle color. Fast and easy this way. You need 3 of these? You could totally do stacking pumpkins with them too. Now I should probably have this not so globbed on here because it's starting to fall down the edges a little bit, but I'm trying to go quickly because we're officially at the hour mark already and I have not done the embellishments yet. So we're just going to get this done. I'm dabbing it instead of trying to wipe it, because if you wipe it, you're still going to end up with little, like, brush strokes on here. And I don't really love the way that it looks to have the brush strokes. So if you dab it and then dry it, you get a much better effect with your paintbrush, or with your sponge brush, than if you were to wipe it. It's only 9:30 there for you. I'm glad, Mary. We're making a sign. And we're just about to finish putting it together and get it all embellished. And it's going to be gorgeous. So one color is all I'm doing on here. I think it's going to look great just being one color. You need music. I do need dabby music. But unfortunately, I can't because of Facebook copyright laws. I would have to vet the music first and make sure that it doesn't have anything that's not trademarked. That's how it goes. Or I could get in trouble. So many rules and regulations, y'all. Sandy's like, it's only 7:30 here in Canada. For some of you guys it is. For others it's late. It's 9. Well, it's 10:30 like it is for me. That's one of the great things about Facebook Live, so is that I get to meet some of you from so many different places. Everybody here, like, literally spans all of the country and all of Canada country, which is awesome. $10:30 for you. Me too. I'm probably going to leave a lot of this mess for tomorrow to clean up. Honest to goodness. All right, just about done. A couple more little pounces with my little brush here. And then we're good to go. 7:30 in Arizona, 10:30 for Tracy. Jess is 10:30. At one point in time, I had somebody, how's your kid doing with bedtime? They fool me, Sandy. They fool me. They'll pretend to be sleeping and then still like get up and pull an all-nighter. I cannot. I gave up. I gave up. They will be sorry when school starts again. They will be sorry. But I can't really complain because I do the same thing, you guys. I am a night owl. I am not a morning person at all. Like, at all. I have my alarm set for 7:30 in the morning. And a lot of the times it goes off at 7:30 and I think I'm just dozing back off for a second and I wake up an hour later and it's actually 8:30. And then I'm like, oh crap, I should probably get myself up. And then after my live, I'm so wired that I'll lay in bed until 2:30 in the morning and finally like force myself to roll over and go to sleep. But I usually turn my phone on Do Not Disturb and just play games and just watch television and just do stupid stuff. Keeping myself awake. And I think my kids have taken after my bad habits. All right, you guys, there's the Hello Fall. I think that looks good. Oh, yes, and that worked out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just put this. Your bedtime never changed when I lived at home. My parents were very strict about it. Mine weren't. My dad would let me stay up as late as I wanted to, but you bet your buddy was in my room at 7:30 waking me up in the morning. I learned my lesson the hard way. Not to stay up watching Ren and Stimpy and Space Ghost Coast to Coast. And all of those things. Oh, you guys, I love how this is looking. Oh, I think this looks great. But I do want to have room for a bow at the top without covering up too much of the words Hello Fall. So I'm going to try to drop this down. Let me see my positioning. I'm going to try to drop this down as much as I can. And maybe even have it a little bit offset just to make it. The words would look amazing distressed with white around the edges. Possibly. But I'm going to leave it just how it is. I do think I'm going to use some stick fast tonight just because it's fast and it's easy. You guys remember Ren and Stimpy? My stick fast has about had it, y'all. Oh, man. I think tomorrow I might be getting another jar. This is about had it. Thank you, Denise. Now let's see if I can get it lined up right where it was. Okay, no, I didn't have the top on it enough, and now I've got this big spot of glue. Let's see if that fixed it. If not, then we'll go with the glue gun. What I don't love about the glue gun, first of all, is that when you're doing a big project like this, it dries so quickly that you don't even have time to get the hot glue on all of your letters and put it down. These ones right here would already be dry. And if your hot glue sits in the sun, like if you were to put this on your door and the sun heats it up, then that hot glue can just come right back apart and your whole piece is going to fall apart. So as much as I can, I prefer to use this stuff or, what's it called? Thank you, Linda. Or staples and brad nailer for anything that might be outside and on somebody's door. It just will last longer. Oh my gosh, I think my stick fast is like done. It's still like a quarter of a bottle too. All right, here we go. And we have more time to work with and figure out where exactly we want this thing. I think right there was a good spot. Yeah, in the winter it falls apart too with the hot glue. Yeah. Oh, you guys, I think that this is so stinking pretty. The Hello Fall also came from Hobby Lobby. Yes. Both pieces were from Hobby Lobby. They have two sizes, but you got the bigger one. Of what? The Stick Fast? I know Stick Fast has a thick and a thin, and you definitely want the thick. But this is like, I don't even know what size this bottle is. 4.5 ounce. In hindsight, even though it's probably more expensive to get smaller bottles, I would probably do 2 smaller bottles versus one of the big ones, just because it starts to gum up, your cap starts to fail, and then it becomes unusable before you've even used it all. So personally, that's what I would do. All right, you guys, I have a bunch of stuff sitting right here that we can use to decorate this gorgeous pumpkin. So let's just kind of lay some stuff out, see what we like and what we don't like, and play around with the positioning of this. White spot. Oh, you're right. Well, I'll try to cover that up. Brenda, thanks for pointing that out. Oh, really? On Etsy? All right. I think I want to start with these pieces here. I just think that these are gorgeous. And they really, really look good with this project. You got a small bottle? Absolutely. Probably the best way to go. All right, there's some of those. I've got some longer ones. They're more of a green color. We'll grab some of these. All right, Roseanne, I completely understand, girl. I completely understand. And I'm just going to start by laying them out to see where exactly I want them. And then I'll grab my little, I'll grab my stapler and I will staple these down to here. I actually think that I don't like how these are all together. But I do like the color of having these ones in here. All right, Peg, I get it, girl. Those of you guys who live on the same coast as me, on the East Coast, it definitely gets late fast. Maybe we'll just do one of those. This is not going to match, so we're not going to use that. This right here is my all-time favorite stuff to use for fall. It's called Stick Fast. Stick Fast glue. Ooh! What am I stuck on now? I'm always stuck on something on that drawer. All right, so this you can also get at Hobby Lobby. And what I love about it is that it's got leaves, it's got little tendrils, and you can definitely pull these apart and you can shape them however you want them to be shaped. So I'm going to grab a couple of these because you guys know your pumpkin's got to have some tendrils on there. And these bigger pieces are actually going to work for this one, and they don't always work for everything. And then we can pull some of the leaves off of this one as well. Ooh. I get it, Renee. I know it's bedtime for so many of you. I'm sorry. All right, we're going to take off that whole leafy part there. And this whole leafy part here and see what we can make happen with that. Still daylight in Olympia. I love that, Pam. I love that. Still daylight for me. I'm still watching. All right, let's go ahead and see how this looks. We'll put those down. Oh, I love it. So far, I'm in love. I did, Carol. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get this right here all down on there, and then we can start adding more pieces here in just a little bit. Okay. And we'll put a bow on top of this too, so it'll cover up all of these little staple pieces. But just to get them in place so that they don't move. Whoops, I missed it. I thought it was really cool, Carol, but I didn't have a chance to really play with it. I was out there playing with the camper today to try to get our hot water before we take another trip. Oh, man, definitely. I'll show you exactly where it's at because it's my favorite. It's my favorite. Now, I've got a piece over here that's way too long compared to the other side. So let's just cut that part off of there. And then I'm going to grab these pieces here and any old paintbrush, you guys. And I'm just going to take my paintbrush and we're just going to wrap this. Oh man, Tracy. We're just going to keep wrapping this around the paintbrush, and then we can pull it a little bit to extend this out and make this really cool. Uh-oh, what'd I do? All right, we'll have to do that part over again. This really cool pumpkin tendril. trying not to overlap it, but. Oh, how pretty. I love this. I'm going to let that one just kind of fall down. Because we can always adjust it as we go if we need to. All right, here's another piece that's very, very similar. So we'll do that part first, and then we'll come back and we'll do this part. And then let's add just a couple more tendrils on there really quickly, and then we'll add a bow to this and call this one good. I hope that you guys love this as much as I do. I think it turned out... Oh, I didn't put any of that stuff on there. Okay, we got to add a little bit more. We'll add that after the bow, though, just to kind of fill it out a little bit. Whoops. That didn't work. I just accidentally stapled my mat to my table. Darn it! Because I had my finger on the trigger. Thank you, Corey. Almost done, you guys. But totally worth, I think, every second of this project so far. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, now I just have to figure out what I'm going to do for a bow. I've got a bunch of different colors over here. But again, since we were mixing colors, I wasn't quite sure what would work with this and what wouldn't work. So I kind of just pulled out a bunch of them that I thought might. That one I think will. That one will not. This one definitely will. No, maybe not. Oh my gosh, no it won't. Darn, I thought for sure I could use that. I'm still going to use it anyway because I love it so much. This one's totally going to work. Oh, you guys. Perfect. Yep, let's use these three. I wish I had a darker... Actually, I have an idea. Hold on. Let's check out this right here. And maybe we'll use raffia. Nope, that's too light. This might be our ticket, you guys. That might be it. That might be the one we're looking for. All right. So for a bow, you guys, I'm going to make this really, really simple. And we're just going to do one of those, since I don't have very much of this left. We're going to do an awareness ribbon bow. Just like that. Where you make an awareness ribbon, and then you just pull it back to the back, and you scrunch it up. So I'm going to start with this first piece, making my awareness ribbon. And I'm just going to pinch that down with a pair of clips, okay? And then I'm going to take my second piece. What was that? Brown goes with everything? You think the burlap goes with anything? We could totally do the burlap. I think I like the burlap better anyhow. Let's do the burlap. Let's do the burlap. And again, another awareness ribbon. Bringing that piece down, and we're just going to cut that off. And I'm going to keep stacking them just like this until I get to the end. Where'd my scissors go? Okay, and you can just pinch and clip to hold them together. Got a bunch of fall ribbons in those colors today. Yay! And then we're going to go with our last one here. And this should be our smallest one. There we go. Each one getting smaller than the one before. And then once I've got all three of these, then all I've got to do is just kind of fold and pinch right here in the middle. And then we can we can add a piece of jute to that and just kind of fan it out. Oh, you guys, it's going to be so, so, so pretty. Where's my jute? There it is. Boy, oh boy, we are almost done, everybody. We're so close. Now, I actually think that I'm going to wrap this around several times just to give it a really good middle section. Because I like the way that the jute looks as a middle. As soon as I get my card in on Thursday, I'll be back out doing DoorDash for Hobby Lobby. For Hobby Lobby money. I love that. All right, last quick little tie here. We've definitely got some glue for our hot glue gun, but I think we're just gonna staple it. So there we go. Then all we've got to do is just kind of pull our tails. And fluff our ribbon. And we'll have this really, really beautiful bow to put right there in the center. Oh, I love it! You guys, that turned out so pretty. I just hope you can still... I do have an acorn, but I think I just like having the jute in the middle. And an acorn, I would have to, I'd have to color it. Because they're all unfinished wood acorns. Finishing little touches here, just adding a little bit of a, oh my goodness, of a dovetail to the end of each one of these ribbons. And then I think that this looks fantastic. I think I like it just the way it is, you guys. I really, really, really do. I really, really, really do. I like the jute on there. What do you guys think? Thank you, Lisa Marie. Thank you. I think it turned out fantastic. They probably do, Tracy, but I don't have any. I don't have a link for the staple gun. It's from Home Depot. It's from Home Depot. It's called the Trigger Fire by Sure Bonder. That's what it is. All right, you guys. So there's our project for tonight. I thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys love it as much as I do. I think it's very fun. Amanda, I want to see what yours looks like. And if any of you guys go to Hobby Lobby and you get a pumpkin, I want to see what yours turns out like. I want to see how different they all are, how they all look. So please send pictures in the VIP group so that we all got some ideas for different things that we can do with. Put a button in the center of the bow. I could. I kind of like it with the jute right there. Jute totally goes with autumn, y'all. It so does. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. That is what we've got for tonight. I think it turned out really, really well. Yes, Carol. Carol's always is it for sale. Yes, Carol, I am starting a stockpile of all the things that you want, and just send me a message and let me know that this is one of them, okay? All right, you guys, there's our transfer that we use. I think it's so stinking cute with the leafy pattern on there. And I will be back again tomorrow night with another project. So, y'all, if you have any ideas for anything you'd like to see, please also send me a message with that, too. And if you want to get in on these projects, and if you want to purchase any of our products at a serious discount, 30% off, then you can definitely join the Perks program to be part of our discount membership, which is amazing. So, all right, you guys, any questions, comments, concerns, please send me a message, and I'll get back with you as quickly as I can. But probably not tonight because I'm exhausted and I want to play my game and lay in bed. But I love you all. I'll see you guys back here again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.